Oh my God, that is amazing. It's unreal. I can't, like, I'm looking at it, but I don't even believe it. It's too good to be true. Caffeine. Hey friends and family, people out there watching, I'm going to talk today about an essential piece, an absolutely 100% essential piece of gear I think that everybody needs. If you don't have one of these in your home, you absolutely need to get one. Okay, and I'm going to leave it as a little bit of a mystery, but eventually I will reveal it. And trust me, I use this machine every day. My wife uses this every day. My kids use this every day. This thing is an absolute workhorse in the house. All right, so again, I'm the beard guy, guns and gear, and it's kind of veering away from my previous two videos, but we wanted to talk about gear, and it's not going to be necessarily always firearms and firearms related. It could be outdoor, it could be a lot of things, okay? Things that I've found that have made my life easier, and trust me, this is absolutely making my life easier every day. So, in this box is going to be a hint of what that machine might do. And you're probably looking at the box, you're going, well, it's ammunition. That's an ammo box. There's no ammunition in it. Okay, I got my papers from the Royal Canadian Mounted Police as far as authorization to travel. I always keep it in the same place. You should probably do the same. If it's fireproof, it's even better. Okay, be a bit of a hint. All right, now I will Freedom Fuel. Okay, from the Black Rifle Coffee Company. That's going to give you an indication. All right, and now I'm going to go and show you the machine. Okay, so this is the absolute essential piece of gear in the house. Like I said, this thing is a workhorse. It is going almost 24/7. I mean, I work night shifts, so sometimes I drink a little bit more than I should, but it is an essential piece of gear. Okay, this is the DeLonghi Eletta cappuccino top. There's a lot of models that are similar. There's a lot of makers out there that are going to produce some very, very good coffee machines. I'm pretty frugal. I research a lot before I purchase anything. This was expensive. I'll say it, if I had paid regular price, it would have been just under $3,000, which is a lot of money to spend on a coffee machine. If you love coffee like I do, it's an investment. Okay, and here's how I got to that. So first of all, this thing was on, I think, for like 54% off. So I didn't end up paying that much. I think I paid $1,300 plus taxes, and they come up pretty regular on sale. And I looked into the features as far as ease of use. My wife is not overly techno savvy, so I didn't want anything overly complicated. I basically wanted a one button push, give me coffee now kind of machine. There's a lot of features on this that I don't use. I'll tell you the ones I do use right away. And that's the cappuccino and the shots of espresso, as well as a long draw on the espresso, which is all controllable by the panel up here. You can change what kind of intensity. Do you want it like really strong? Do you want a weak coffee? Do you want a medium? You can get a steam function for milk. The machine is very, very easy to use. I'm going to show you basically how it works right now. While I'm telling you, while it's heating up, I'll tell you a little bit about some other features. Okay, so you basically push the power button. Okay, you get the little display saying heating up, please wait. There is an integrated tank of water on the side here, which will give you an alert when it needs to be filled up. And the tank not only provides the water to give you the espresso shots, but it also helps clean the machine and keep it functional. There's a filter in it. Like all of these kind of automated coffee machines, they need to be descaled occasionally. You got to know your water. We have pretty soft water where I live, so the descaling doesn't happen very often, but you will get an alert on the machine saying it's scheduled for descaling. What you can see here is basically the spout where you connect the carafe of milk, and through a function of a straw and a pump, it actually will give you foamed milk. So you can see the water coming out right now, kind of heating up, and it's clean, so I know that it's not due for a scaling. Descaling, I should say. In the back of the machine, well, there's an in the front of the machine right here, there's a heating plate. Okay, so if you want to heat your cappuccino cups or your espresso cups, there's enough room to put that on the heating plate. And then just behind that, there is a hopper where you put your beans, okay, because it's got an integrated grinder. So that gives you an indication of how much you can actually put in there. It's a fairly large opening, which I like because it's located in a tight space. All right, so the machine is warm now. I'm gonna dispose of this water that was used to rinse. Something I always do before I actually use the machine is I give this little connection a quick wipe, because you're adding a carafe that has milk, and I don't want kind of milk solids collecting on the connection, and it also connects very easy that way. Now the carafe milk has several settings. Right now you can't see it, but it's on insert. So anytime you want to insert the carafe to the machine, you want to make sure it's on insert, and then I turn it over to the highest froth setting. It doesn't give you a whole bunch, and you'll see that when it makes a cappuccino, but basically you put your coffee under here, and I'm going to push the cappuccino button, and you get the little alert saying cappuccino preparation is underway. You can hear the grinding of the beans in the back, so you're always getting it fresh. The froth has started to move. It's going to give me about 1/3 of the cup of froth steamed milk. Now you can hear the pump running in the back. It's pressurizing, and it's going to push the hot water through the coffee, through the ground coffee. Now I will talk about the coffee here. Once this does make a little bit of noise, it's not too bad, but I'm telling you, this machine has literally made thousands of cappuccinos, espressos, coffee drinks here at this house. Thousands. And knock on wood, I have never had a problem with it. I should have been thinking about that before I actually knocked on the side, because I have a dog, and every time the doorbell goes off, even if you're watching TV, even though nobody ever rings the doorbell here, but every time there's a knock on the doorbell goes off, he goes absolutely ballistic. But you know, he lives here too, so we give him his space. All right, so there is a 100% delicious espresso, cappuccino, sorry, prepared, and you saw how long it takes. And like I said, this thing is a workhorse. It goes 24/7 pretty well. I'll talk a little bit about, you have to be a little bit careful when it comes to the selection of beans, and I have like 2 examples. So I have that Black Rifle Coffee Company. I like the coffee. It's, you know, veteran owned, which I fully support, because I did a little time in the military as well, if you can call it a little, 28 years. The only problem I have with this, and I think it would be excellent in like a French press, but the bean is a little oily, okay? And it's hard to see that on this, but I mean, once you buy some coffee, you can't really see inside of any coffee bags to tell if they're oily or not, so you kind of have to go with a gut feeling on the description on the outside of the bag. But the bean is a little bit oily. So the coffee that I prefer to buy and to use with this machine is the Lavazza. Okay, and this happens to be the crema y gusto, which is like creamy and delicious, and it's specifically for espresso. But I mean, it's a little oily, but not near as much as the Black Rifle. So the good thing about having a lot of oils on your coffee is you're going to get that nice thick cream on the espresso. The bad thing is the grinder has a hard time handling that, and it tends to gum up. So sometimes you'll get a very weak shot of espresso. But I find with most of the Lavazza coffee beans, it doesn't encounter that problem. And there's some drier coffee beans out there as well. Some of the cheaper brands, nothing wrong with the coffee, but some of the less expensive brands, like the Van Hoot, that has a very dry coffee bean, and the machine has no problem at all. But you're going to want to find your preference. Like I said, the Lavazza is the one that I enjoy. That's why typically I go buy the coffee. My wife just buys whatever's on sale. But if you really like a nice flavorful coffee, it is Italian. Italians know coffee. They know espresso. They invented it. I don't know if they perfected it, but they certainly know what they're doing when it comes to espresso. So again, essential piece of kit. And you can have a percolator. You can have a French press. All that is going to give you a great cup of coffee. But if you're like myself, and I found myself sometimes driving along the road and waiting till I got home to have a good cup of coffee, vice picking one up along the road, this is the machine to go with. It has been an absolute workhorse, and I have nothing but good things to say about it. I'm the guy, beard, guns, and gear, and this is an essential piece of gear that everybody needs in their household. Hope you liked the video. If you have a specific type of coffee that you found works with a machine similar to this, like the Seiko or whatever, leave comments below. I'd like to know what your take on it. I'm sure there's better coffees out there. And again, thanks for viewing, and continue to like and follow, subscribe.